Alright, hey guys, so Season 5's full details just got announced, and it's actually really interesting. So as you see here, we knew that Season 5 was only going to be based off of wins. The interesting thing is, there's actually a whole bunch of new rules for literally every cup. So everyone thought it was going to be like Great League, Ultra League, and Master League. No, it's completely different. In other words, it's 3 separate, entirely new cups with different rules. So each week is going to have new rules, and it's going to be pretty crazy. So I'm going to just skip all the mumbo-jumbo and save all the important stuff for the technical summary. But here's the first one. So the Little Cup will run from Monday. We'll start off with the Little Cup. So the Little Cup's going to be the first cup you can play. It's going to be from November 9th to November 16th. So, Pokemon that are able to not evolve since even once are eligible. So, only Pokemon that are able to evolve and have not evolved even once are eligible. So, I don't know what this means. Anyways, there's actually a lot of Pokemon. With the CP limit at 500, that makes it really interesting. And I'm going to go over each one, like, after this overview. And then we're just going to go over, like, I'm going to go over, like, each Pokemon that could probably be maxed out at these. So with the Little Cup, we'll go over each one. The Kanto Cup will run, the second one's going to be called the Kanto Cup. And only Pokemon, the original 151. So if you didn't play Gen 1, you're kind of screwed. Because only 001 and 151. So only Generation 1 will be available. Which probably includes Mew, considering 151. But we'll go over that. Like I said, I'll go over each one individually. And the Cat Cup will run from Monday, November 23rd to... So the last week's going to be 23rd to November 30th. Now, only Pokemon that have been caught since Season 5. So that means if you don't have Stardust, it's going to suck. Because the limit's 1500 CP. And since the beginning of Season 5. So the beginning of Season 5 is November 9th. So anything caught from November 9th. Now again, I'll be going over each individual details. And then the technical summary will go over that. Alright, so the Little Cup. So this is from GoHub. But GoHub actually has a chart of max CP at levels. So the Little Cup is going to feature Pokemon that max out under 500 CP. What that means is there's a whole bunch of really... I don't know, it's gonna be really interesting because there's a bunch of Pokemon that max out under CP. So what you want is Shuckle is probably going to be a tank from hell. Actually, this is where Shuckle shines because Shuckle maxes out perfect, maxes actually like 405. So we're going back to the Little Cup. Again, CP limit is 500. So just a little sneak peek. Obviously when the PV Poke rankings come out, I'll do a bigger deep dive, but as you see right now, there's a bunch of babies that are really good. There's a bunch of random stuff that might be good for the Little Cup. Now, it says Pokemon that are able to evolve and not evolved even once. I'm not sure what that means. I'm guessing this means only Pokemon that can evolve. So, like the starters and have not evolved even... This is where I'm kind of weirded out and have not evolved even once. I have no idea what not evolved even once are eligible. So does that mean Pokemon that can only evolve but like you can't, they're not... So basically Pokemon that you haven't evolved yet but are able to evolve. That like wording is dumb. So basically that means it's Pokemon that can evolve. So it's their base form it's their base form. It's their base form, and it has to be able to evolve. It's really confusing wording, but that just essentially means that, like, it's a Stage 1 Pokemon or a baby Pokemon. I'm guessing that's what it means. So your baby's at... So, Shuckle. But you can't use Shuckle because Shuckle can't evolve. So Shuckle's out of the question. For those of you that were hoping to use Shuckle, which I was as well, as soon as I read the wording, I'm like, it has to evolve, so you can't use Shuckle. As much as I love Shuckle, you can't use Shuckle, which is sad. So you can't use Shuckle. Oh, so if you can evolve it, so basically, like I said, base form or baby form. So that means at level 40, the ones that would actually be eligible are... You're not going to use Magikarp for baby. Don't even think about it. You have Sunkern, you have Pichu, you have Kakuna. You're probably not going to use Kakuna either. Caterpie, Weedle, Tyrogue, Marill, which might actually be pretty interesting because, you know, maxes out at 420, but yeah, that's minimum. You have Diglett and Hoppip. So, like, this list right here is probably going to be your best friend. Also, those that evolve at probably, like, level 30 to 35. Like I said, until the PvPoke ranking comes out, we'll see. But, like, as you see here, basic wording, only Pokemon that can evolve, but you can't actually evolve, but they haven't evolved yet. So, you can't use Stage 2 Pokemon. You can only use, well, you can only use baby... You can only use baby Pokemon and base stage Pokemon. So you can't use things. So you can't use like Wartortle or Blastoise. You can only use babies or just regular Pokemon, which makes it really interesting. And you can't use Shuckle. So crap, you can't use Shuckle. So the second one's the Kanto Cup. It's gonna run from the second week, November 16th to November 23rd. And only Pokemon with a Pokedex number between 1 and 151 are eligible. The CP limit is 1500. That kind of bites. Now, the good thing about Generation 1 is that the good thing about Generation 1, there's like no, like all of like super meta picks like Azu, Galarian Stunfisk, Altaria, all of those are off the bat. However, that also means 1 and 1, that means Mew's eligible. So for those of you that don't have Great League Mew, it's gonna be rough. And the Charizard with Dragon Breath and Venusaur are going to, like, community moves are going to be running rapid. So if we go over here and we go by, like, the regular 151 Pokemon, as you see here, there's a lot of, as far as, like, interesting thing goes, you probably have, like, Charizard. Well, Charizard with Dragon Breath's probably going to be really good because you can melt your opponent. With Dragon Breath's going to melt you. Dragon Breath, it's going to be really interesting. Because Dragon Breath is going to roast you, and a lot of things that normally don't really max... Like, a lot of things that max out at level 40, but, like, are kind of useless, might actually be useful. A good example of that is probably going to be... Ooh, you could probably use Chansey in this cup. And I'm not saying that because I'm really happy, but you could probably use Chansey. Chansey's really good. As you see, there's a bunch of things in here. I can see Poliwrath being really good as well because it has Mudshot. Machamp is going to probably run this cup over. Let's be real. Machamp has one of the biggest DPSs in the world. And I don't see a lot of things checking fighters, especially Machamp, in this cup. Machamp is probably going to run rampant in this cup. Along with that, like I said, there's a bunch of other things. And also that's probably Elite TM Health. So if you haven't, Dugong's probably going to be really good. Machamp is another one. Haunter and Gengar are going to run rampant. But the biggest thing that's probably going to irk a lot of battlers is the fact that if you look at 151, look at what's available at 151. Mew. That means Mew. If you have Mew, it's going to... you might have a huge advantage if you have Mew. There's not a lot of things that check Mew other than ghost types, and with 151, the only really major ghost types are Ghastly, Haunter, and Gengar. So whoever has a Mew is going to have an enormous advantage in this cup, at least from what I see, because Mew is very viable in Great League, but it's probably going to run over, like, the Kanto Cup's going to be... Alright, and the last cup is going to be the Catch Cup. Now, this one's probably going to be the most interesting one, because you can only catch Pokemon since the beginning of Season 5. So, in other words, if it's you can probably game the system. If you stack only Pokemon that have been caught, if you stack research rewards... and catch them at the beginning of Season 1, I mean, at the beginning of Season 5, then you can probably game this system. Right here. You can probably game the Catch Cup system. Now, here's the biggest difficulty about the Catch Cup. If you don't have Stardust, it's gonna suck for you. I think that's the Catch Cup is probably going to have the biggest barrier to entry of a lot of battlers, because even though it's in Great League, it's going to be really expensive. You could probably pick 3 Pokemon you catch during the beginning of Season 5 and make it go that way, but I can foresee some kind of event, etc., coming out for Season 5 that will let you do this. So, Catch Cup's gonna be, like I said, Catch Cup's gonna be expensive, because you're gonna likely have to power up stuff for Catch Cup. Just for the Catch Cup. And I think that's... You can't use mythical Pokemon. So, mythical Pokemon such as Mew, Celebi, Jirachi, and Victini are not eligible for the Catch Cup. So, these are out of the board. That includes Deoxys defense, etc. But it's kind of good because if you could catch these and game the system that way, Mew, Celebi, Jirachi being the original triple mythical dude that uses it with beams, these would be extremely overpowered in my opinion, especially because of availability. Now, like I said, with the Catch Cup, you might be able to actually game the system. If mythicals aren't allowed, but they catch at a certain date, you can game that system. But that's just a Catch Cup, so you're gonna have to grind. So that's November 9th. So the beginning of November 9th, that's when you can start catching Pokemon for the Catch Cup. Other than that, it really just depends on what you catch. But like I said, you can game this system. So I'm gonna go more into the Catch Cup and how you can cheat that. You can, if my hunch is right, if it's based off of dates, that means whatever you catch on November 9th or after November 9th, you can use for Catch Cup. So more on this later. In summary, this season's gonna be a lot of fun. Now, since it's not Great League, Ultra League, Master League, like, this is, like, something I can get with. These cups are these look to be a lot of fun, and they're gonna be it's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm enjoying it, and I'm just, like, looking, like, the possibilities are really good, and it's really interesting. Now, Season 5's kind of interesting. Now, there's gonna be no rocking requirement. Friendship's gonna be the same, but you can still encounter Pikachu Libre once you reach rank 10, and I don't know, let's see. End of season rows will be similar to those in Season 4. You get Stardust, blah, blah, blah. Let's see, is there anything interesting? Notable changes coming to Go Battle League. Starting at rank 7, you'll have a chance to encounter Legend Pokemon Go Battle League. So, will be the same. So, they're gonna bring back Legendary Pokemon for GBL rewards. But it's gonna be relevant to the track. So, I guess if Lugia's out, then you will get Lugia, or whatever. That's basically what it means. They buffed a few moves, so it looks like Rapidash is gonna be good. Tyrantine, Hoposo, Typhlosion, Ho-Oh. So Incinerate's going to be a new fast attack for Typhlosion! Oh my gosh! Ooh, I love Typhlosion. So this might actually be really good. We'll see what happens, but Incinerate... It's been a long time coming that new fast type attacks needed to be for fire Pokemon, but they're only available to like 3 of them. Anyways, that's going to be looking really good. That's something to look forward to. Poison Sting generates more energy, allowing Pokemon like Vespiquen, Drapion, and Whirlpeak to use their charge packs more frequently. I don't know how I feel about this. Flame Charge is okay. You get Chandelure. Chandelure's probably the only one that's gonna be useful for this, but like that's it. This is weird. So these attack buffs are weird, but because you don't have to worry about Registeel, etc. for all these cups, I'm guessing they didn't nerf anything because they're like, oh wait, you can't use legendary Pokemon, or yeah, you can't use legendary. Well, you can use Shadow Mewtwo, but other than that, like, you can't really use many legendaries for all of these cups. Mewtwo and Mew are probably going to be eligible for the Kanto Cup. The little cup... Wait a minute. If you catch Shadow Mewtwo on this day, can you use Shadow Mewtwo for the beginning? I don't know. But anyways, I hope you guys have a lot of fun. It's going to be looking really interesting season. I would say I'm going to go more in-depth into each one, but Season 5 is going to be really interesting. Again, on the notes, those are the most key things I think about this cup. Anyways, Season 5 looks like something to look forward to. So next week, on Monday, November 9th, is going to be the Little Cup. So make sure you study up. And like I said, once the PvP poke and all the data comes out, it's going to be a lot of fun. You guys have a good one. I hope you guys enjoy this video. Make sure you guys sub, and you guys have a great day.